Everybody, happy Friday afternoon. Going to do a couple things to wrap up our week in science. Be sure that if you've done something sciencey in the past 2 weeks that you just send me a picture the of you doing the activity or writing, just so I know you've been doing something sciencey. Okay? All right. So, things to go over. We've got lots of things. I have like 5 things in front of me. I'm not sure where to go first. So I think I'll start with my plants because, I showed you the basil, which is over here. And you can really see more seed leaves are popping up, and maybe you can tell that there's water underneath of it. I overwatered it. I'm very, very guilty of overwatering. I always want to make sure it has plenty. And then you have this guy. This is these are chives. And they kind of shoot out and they look a lot like grass. This is my first time ever growing chives. Chives are stuff that, like, some people put them on potatoes, and you can start to see them shoot up. We don't have anything from the lavender yet, or the parsley. The amaryllis, the big plant with the bulb. I don't have a bud in there. I'm just kind of seeing how that's going to go. I'm going to push these guys over to the side. And, this one's messy because it's got all that extra water. Cool. All right. Then, let's look at our seeds in the window and things, okay? Now, I don't have, like I said, I'm not Doug. I don't pretend to be Doug, okay? So over here in the corner, can you see them? Where is it? There it is. The dark in the water. You can see that these are not receiving sunlight, but they have water. But they look pretty much the same as the day I put them in. Okay. I have my sunlight and water ones, my sunlight ones, and they look pretty much the same too. The only one that is slightly different is the sun in the water. And you can kind of see that, first off, the condensation on the bag is key. But the color of the water is a little different. It's kind of changing a little bit. I think what we're working on is softening that seed coat. So I'm going to leave them up there for a little while and see how they go. If it sprouts. I'm hoping that we'll see the germination, the seed beginning to grow, which we're hoping to see here. So why don't we go right into that? So what I've done is, these are 2 of the beans that I didn't do anything to. Okay? I just pulled them out of the bag right before I started the video, and they're hard. If I try to split them open, it's not going to really work. Okay? Let's see the beans that are in here. First off, my water has changed. The water is like a deep black color. Okay. So I really can't see. Oh, here's Guy. All right. What's happened? I just pull a few. Okay. Now, I'm going to start here, I think. See how you have some of that white pointing out, pushing out? That tells me that seed coat is breaking open. So I'm going to I actually could take off the seed coat. Look at who knew? The black bean underneath is not black. Oh. Seed coat's going to peel off. And there we go. All right. So in this black bean, I split it open. And do you see this little thing here? That's the baby plant. That's the plant that would grow and make a plant that would grow black beans. A bean is a seed, okay? This is called an embryo. It's the very, very beginning of the plant, okay? So what I think I'm going to do for science purposes is I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to let it soak, and I might just throw it in like the lavender plant, because that's got a lot of extra soil there. I might see if I can get a bean plant to grow. I don't even know what it would look like. That'd be a cool idea. But this is just simple you can do at home. Like I said, I put a lot of beans in there. You only have to do a couple, like 3 or 4. Like all of these, the seed coat hasn't really split yet, but they're a little softer now. Actually, no, they're not that soft, okay? So maybe do like 10, okay? And if it's not ready, let it soak for a little longer and then try again. This is what science is. Doesn't always have that clear-cut answer. Not everything is going to work out the same way that it's supposed to. Or your results won't always be exactly the same. That's the fun thing about science, is science can kind of change a little bit, okay? There's some variation, meaning that there's going to be some differences in your results and your answers, okay? So, push this aside, and let's get to our little caterpillar friends. So they're still here. Okay, push this down so you can kind of see them. All right, so here we go. We've got a couple friends in here. They're a little bit bigger than they were yesterday. Okay. I'm waiting for questions about things. If you have a question, message me on class tag or email me. I'll happily answer your questions. I know some of you are starting to wonder, what are those little black balls? They are not waste from the animal. They are not poop, basically. And they're really, really small, these little black balls. That is actually the leftover of the molting skin we talked about with the ladybug. And we just talked about there was a video with crabs, the snake shedding their skin. That's what it was. It was the Doug. How animals sometimes with caterpillars and ladybugs, their skeleton is on the outside. They're called they have an exoskeleton. We have an endoskeleton, which is inside of our body, which means I can't see my bones looking at me. Okay, but they have an exoskeleton. And so imagine it's like having a pair of pants, okay? And as you grow, the pair of pants gets too tight, and you can't wear it anymore. You have to say bye-bye to them and get a new pair. Well, this is kind of what the caterpillars do. The caterpillars, but it's their entire skin. Their skin gets too tight because all their job is to eat, eat, and eat. And so they shed their skin. They'll attach themselves to something, maybe these little webs, the side of the cup, and they'll kind of wiggle out of their old skin, and they'll leave that behind. So, no, it doesn't bother them that the skin is in there, okay? They have plenty of food to eat, which is this stuff at the bottom. The little balls that you're seeing forming, the balls that are the same color as the food, that is the caterpillar's waste. And again, they don't mind. They're not very picky. They're very easy house guests to please. They are moving around. They are a little slow. It's a little chillier in here today. I have a couple windows open trying to air out my house a little bit. So, yeah, those are our caterpillars today. And curious to see what they'll look like by Monday. They probably won't be nearly as cute. Not that I would count them as cute now. You know how Miss Forbes is with insects. They're not her friends. No. Meanwhile, I do have something in the basement. If anybody would like to come over and kill it, you're more than welcome. Insects are important. Yes, they are. They're very vital to our ecosystem. They help break down dead materials and dead leaves and trees and animal waste and things like that. However, when a bug enters my house uninvited, all deals are off. Okay? So, sorry for that sidebar, but that's how it goes. Same thing with our classroom. Once they enter our classroom, they're not hanging around. So we'll see these guys on Monday, see how they change. Yeah, there's one up here. There's one all the way. Oh, look, you can see him. He's it's hard to see. He's being really, really camera shy. All right, guys. Well, I will see you next week more Wayside School. I ordered Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom. It comes on Sunday. I'm really excited. And yeah, do something science. Remember, like Doug said, stay curious. All right? Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.